Multiversal War. The post-credits scene of Quantumania begins in a gigantic circular arena surrounded by packed grandstands. At first glance, they look like ordinary spectators, but the atmosphere already feels off. Huge statues decorate the entire outer edge of the arena. As the camera rises, the reveal happens. The statues aren't just decorations, they are different versions of Kang the Conqueror. The scene then cuts to an inner chamber of the arena, where 3 specific variants are gathered. Immortus Kang takes the role of leader, while Ramatut appears dressed like a pharaoh, and the Scarlet Centurion shows off a highly technological look. The topic of conversation is straightforward. They are discussing the death of the Kang who was defeated in the quantum realm. Ramatut questions whether they can truly be sure the exile is dead, and the Scarlet Centurion confirms that he is. The concern, however, isn't emotional. They want to know who killed him, and they make it clear that the heroes from the main universe are starting to interfere in multiversal affairs. Immortus warns that if this continues, those heroes could take everything the Kangs have built. That line makes it clear that control over the timelines is under threat. At the end of the scene, Immortus leads the others toward the arena. When asked how many were summoned, he answers that he called everyone. The message is direct. A multiversal war is being prepared, and Earth is at the center of this conflict. The movie also features a second post-credits scene, which basically points toward the future of the Loki series, something that was already developed in season 2, so there's no need to go too deep into it here. But all of this build-up around Kang and his variants ended up being dropped after actor Jonathan Majors' legal issues, and to be completely honest, the audience didn't seem all that excited about this direction either. Then came the turning point with the reveal of the new villain for the next Avengers movie, something we're about to talk about shortly. Cosmic Beginning. After the emotional ending of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, the post-credits scenes show that the Guardians still exist, just in a different way. In the first scene, the setting is a distant, barren planet, where a new team is already in action, making it clear that the galaxy still needs protection. Now in charge, Rocket Raccoon fully steps into the role of the team's strategist. Beside him is Groot, who appears much larger. Kraglin also gets more focus. Adam Warlock is part of the team as well. The lineup also includes Cosmo, the telepathic space dog, and Phi Lavelle, one of the children freed from the High Evolutionary's cruel control. As they casually talk about their favorite songs, a massive horde of alien creatures appears. Without hesitation, the new Guardians charge into battle together to the sound of "Come and Get Your Love." In the second post-credit scene, the tone shifts completely. The story follows Peter Quill, Star-Lord, trying to live a normal life on Earth. He's sitting at the kitchen table with his grandfather, Jason Quill, complaining about a lazy neighbor while eating cereal. One detail stands out in the newspaper his grandfather is reading: a headline about Kevin Bacon and his supposed alien abduction, a direct reference to the events of the holiday special. The scene ends by confirming that Peter Quill's journey isn't over, even away from the Guardians. The Mutants. Right after the events of the Marvels, the post-credits scene completely changes the scale of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. After using her powers to close an unstable space-time rift, Monica Rambeau pays a heavy price. Instead of returning home, she wakes up in an unknown place. Still disoriented, Monica tries to understand where she is and is soon hit with an emotional shock. Standing in front of her is Maria Rambeau, her mother who died in her original reality. She looks the same, but her behavior makes it clear that something is wrong. This version of Maria doesn't recognize Monica as her daughter and introduces herself as Binary, a powerful hero from that universe. Before Monica can even process what's happening, a historic character appears. Yes, Beast shows up, and almost no one talked about this post-credits scene. The most important detail is that the character is played by Kelsey Grammer, the same actor from the old Fox-era X-Men movies. During the conversation, Beast examines Monica's condition and casually mentions that he needs to inform Charles about the mysterious visitor. That single line confirms that Monica is trapped in a reality where Professor Xavier exists and leads the mutants. The scene ends without immediate answers, but it makes it clear that the X-Men are now officially part of Marvel's multiverse.
Who are you?
Power in sight. At the end of the series Echo, the post-credits scene completely shifts away from the protagonist to focus on a very familiar figure from Marvel's underworld. Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin, reappears in motion, making it clear that his story is far from over and that something big is being set up. The sequence shows Fisk inside his private jet, returning to New York after the intense confrontation with Maya in Oklahoma. He's silent with a heavy stare and a clearly shaken expression. This detail matters because moments earlier, Maya used her ancestral powers to try to touch Fisk's emotional wounds. episodes, especially the trauma tied to his violent childhood. It's unclear whether it worked, but the psychological impact seems real. As the plane continues its flight, Fisk watches a news segment on TV about the New York mayoral race. The commentators analyze the city's political landscape and make it clear that there's no strong candidate at the moment. They say New York needs someone who can fight, someone outside the traditional system. At that moment, the camera focuses on Fisk's reaction. He leans forward, fully interested. There's no dialogue, but his body language says everything. The idea of political power awakens something in him. The scene makes it clear that Fisk no longer wants to control the city only from the shadows. His plan now is to use the law, public office, and official authority as weapons. The Gambit scene. Right after the chaos of Deadpool and Wolverine, the movie uses its credit scenes to do something unexpected. The sequence revolves around the death of Johnny Storm, played by Chris Evans. During the movie, Deadpool is indirectly accused of causing Johnny's death by spreading supposedly absurd insults that Johnny allegedly said about Cassandra Nova.
Johnny told us you're a psychotic, megalomaniacal asshole. His words, not mine. Hell, think I'm a shit talker, but this guy? Next level.
The initial impression is that Wade exaggerated or made everything up to escape the blame, but he didn't lie. The reveal happens inside the TVA. Deadpool accesses a security recording that shows Johnny Storm saying every single insult exactly as described before.
Cassandra Nova, a megalomaniacal psychotic asshole.
Still in Deadpool and Wolverine, a deleted post-credits scene ended up becoming essential to understanding the fate of a highly anticipated character. The scene shows someone calmly walking through a devastated landscape. Around him lie the defeated bodies of Cassandra Nova's henchmen. Suddenly he turns and we see who it is. In a key moment, Gambit turns and looks directly at the camera, or at something just beyond it. A slight smile appears on his face. At that instant, a reflection catches in his eyes. A glowing circle, very similar to the portals created by Doctor Strange, appears in front of him. Even though it didn't appear in the final theatrical cut, the sequence confirms that Gambit, played by Channing Tatum, survived the events in the void and found a possible way out. Then a red and blue figure shows up that no one there fully recognizes. Dark warning. After all the credits of Captain America: Brave New World, the movie delivers a single scene that shifts the tone of the story and points towards something much bigger on the MCU's horizon. The scene shows Sam Wilson, now fully established as the new Captain America, visiting the underwater prison known as the Raft. The facility holds some of the most dangerous criminals in the world. Inside is Samuel Stearns, also known as the Leader, a villain defined by his extreme intelligence and his ability to calculate probabilities with terrifying precision. Sam starts the conversation in a provocative way. He reminds Stearns that his big gamble failed. Red Hulk didn't kill Captain America the way he predicted. The line isn't just personal trash talk, it's Sam trying to assert control, showing that he believes that chapter is over and that he won. Stearns, however, responds with unsettling calm. Instead of anger or frustration, he does something worse. Using his brilliant mind, he warns Sam about what's coming next. According to him, the odds point to an unavoidable threat. Stearns questions whether Sam truly believes there's only one world, and suggests that soon the Captain will have to protect this reality from others. He then drops something cryptic.
We'll see what happens when you have to protect this place from the others.
New Avengers. In Thunderbolts, 14 months after the events of the film, the team is gathered in New York, inside the former Avengers Tower, now renovated and renamed the Watchtower. Valentina Allegra de Fontaine shows up to inform the group that they're facing serious legal trouble. She reveals that Sam Wilson filed an injunction against the government and against the team, challenging their use of the Avengers name and claiming they don't represent the original legacy. The discussion is interrupted when the tower's systems detect an anomaly in the sky. A dimensional rift opens and a retro-futuristic-looking ship appears over the city. A ship with a very familiar logo. Yes, it's the Fantastic Four's ship. Their arrival confirms that something much bigger is about to begin. The moment makes it clear that the ship hovering over New York does not belong to Earth 616. The retro-futuristic design confirms that the Fantastic Four come from a different reality, with its own technology and aesthetic. Their forced arrival suggests that something destroyed, or made unlivable, their original world. By crossing into Marvel's main universe, the Fantastic Four become directly involved in the MCU's central conflicts, connecting Thunderbolts to Fantastic Four. First steps in paving the way for Avengers: Doomsday, Dark Pact. At the end of Ironheart, the post-credits scene of Episode 6 completely changes the tone of the series and points toward a much more mystical future within the MCU. After being defeated by Riri Williams and losing the mantle known as the Hood, Parker Robbins doesn't disappear like many expected. He returns visibly shaken, carrying magical scars across his body and the look of someone who lost far more than just power. Parker shows up at a small, seemingly harmless shop filled with candy and strange objects. The place belongs to Zelma Stanton, a young sorceress who helped Riri throughout the series and hides her true role behind that innocent front. Parker makes it clear that he knows exactly where he is, and Zelma quickly performs a trick to show him who she really is. During their conversation, Parker admits that he needs help. The request suggests he's trying to recover something essential, whether it's his soul, corrupted by magic, or the power he lost along with the cloak. Parker then says they don't know each other, but suggests they work together to reach their goals.
I was just hoping that someone with a little more experience could show me stuff in the back. You don't know me. Not yet, at least, but if you're up for it, how about a little abracadabra?
Destiny Awakens. I know, Fantastic Four isn't part of Marvel's Phase 5, but we have to mention it here since we're officially stepping into the multiverse now. In the post-credits scene of Fantastic Four, First Steps, Marvel makes it clear that it's planning something massive for the future of cinema. The sequence takes place 4 years after the events of the movie and starts in an almost peaceful way. We're inside the Baxter Building, where Sue Storm is reading a book to her son, Franklin Richards, in a quiet, intimate family moment. Franklin is still young, curious, and seemingly ordinary, even though comic fans know he's one of the most powerful beings Marvel has ever created. During the reading, the boy asks Sue to get another story. She stands up and walks into another room, leaving Franklin alone for a few seconds. That's when the mood of the scene completely changes. As she walks away, Sue senses something strange. The room goes silent and her expression instantly shifts. Instinctively, she prepares to protect her son and rushes back into the room. When she arrives, she's met with a disturbing image. Franklin isn't alone. He's calmly interacting with a hooded man, sitting across from him as if they were old friends. The visitor shows no aggression, makes no sudden moves, and seems completely at ease. The man never reveals his face, but in his hand he holds an unmistakable metal mask. No spoken explanation is needed. That alone is enough to confirm his identity. It's Victor Von Doom, Dr. Doom, now officially introduced into the MCU and played by Robert Downey Jr. Dr. Doom's interest in Franklin makes it clear that he sees the boy as the key to something far greater. As an Omega-level mutant with reality-altering powers, Franklin becomes the perfect target for Doom's plans. The moment ends by confirming that the Fantastic Four will return in the next Avengers movie, making it clear that this relationship will be crucial to the future of the MCU. So what about you? Are you excited for Marvel's upcoming movies? Drop your theories in the comments. On screen, there's a video where we break down the most painful deaths in the X-Men movies. Click and watch. I'll see you there.